triangle muscle kind of right there. And to locate it, I'm gonna have you all get on your mat and let's start with the right foot moving. So you can see my arms good enough. So we're gonna take the right foot and just step it behind the left a lot, as if you were gonna do a curtsy, but we're not. And then once you get that right foot over there, turn the right toes inward towards the left. And then you're gonna kind of micro step the left foot a tiny bit out as well. And then turn the left toes to point inward as well. So both of your toes are kind of cockeyed towards each other. Okay, and then you're gonna straighten the back leg completely. So let's just set up with that. So the front knee is slightly bent. Your toes are cockeyed towards each other. And I'm gonna do it again in case someone kind of missed it. Step, turn, turn. There. Okay, left knee's bent, right leg straight. And then you're gonna take your hands to your hips and kind of twist forward. And some of you who have tender knees or TFLs that are just screaming, you're gonna feel this already. And then you're gonna kind of tilt over here. So the straighter you get this right leg, the more you're gonna feel here in this TFL muscle releasing. And then squeeze your glutes in, posterior, mine is so tight, posterior pelvic tilt. Maybe the right arm goes up, and then maybe you tilt to find a little bit more. And then you can kind of relax and go right back into it. And then relax, and then come right back into it. So at the relax, I'm kind of softening at the legs, and then re-straightening the right leg, bending the left knee, twisting the hips, arm reaching over. Yeah, and then just stay there, maybe you kind of discover, wow, my TFL was tight or not. So we're gonna do that on the other side. So go ahead and come on out of that doozy. I have to shake it out, like that's how tight I am. Left leg, now we'll do the same thing, we're gonna find that TFL. So left leg steps behind the right, significant space here. Turn the left toes in, turn the right toes in, a little, cockeyed, weird balance. Back leg is straight, left leg straight, right knee bent. Hands to hips, ribs tucked in, posterior pelvic tilt, and then twist forward. Find that again, left leg straight, right knee bent. And see if this side you can find that TFL again on that side here. So that TFL tricks me all the time that it's like, oh, my IT band is tight now, it's my TFL is tight. And then left arm's going straight and reaching over. So I'm not as tight as I am on the right side here. Obviously, I overuse my right side. And then come on out of it and just keep going here, flossing out that left side here. Okay, now I'm finding it. I hope you all are able to feel this. Jackie, Kara, can you guys feel it? That triangular muscle? Yeah, good. All right, and then now you know where your TFL is. So this sucker seems to be a culprit sometimes of being really tight, and then it sends that pain and pushes up against that IT band. So go ahead and come on out of that. You can shake it out, and we're gonna start right with the block work. So grab your block bottle, a thick round water bottle, wrapped with a cloth. If you don't have one, that's okay. It just won't be quite as strengthening. And we're gonna place it right between our knees, actually, right in that hard part of your knees. If it hurts, just move it and find a different place. And you're gonna get your feet hip distance apart, toes all pointed forward. Glutes kind of tucked in a little bit, shoulders back and down. We're gonna go 4 count chair poses just to warm up the legs here. Arms are just gonna go right in front of the shoulders. So we're gonna lower, 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 lower. Come to your low chair pose, which is such an awful name for chair because this is not comfortable. And then lift, just like an elevator. Lift, keep squeezing. All the way. We're gonna do that 6 times. 6, not sick, 6. So at that 4th elevator drop, stay there, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze that block, get your inner thighs active, and then lift, 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 and then 4 more. Squeezing, keeping the toes pointed forward, coming down. You can even go a little lower if you've got it in you, as long as you don't feel like you're gonna fall on your tush like I almost just did. And then maybe on that last one, which is coming right up here, we're gonna stay low and we're gonna lift our arms. So get down low, heat it up, whatever that low means for you. I'm still seeing my toes have not disappeared, my chest is high. Now I'm gonna lift up my arms. They can go here, up, or right straight up, reaching fierce pose. This is literally called fierce pose. Your quads should be burning. We're gonna hold it here for 10 more seconds. Nothing comfortable about this. Be fierce, strong, press down, squeeze the thighs, navel in for 3, 2, 1, coming up, coming up, coming up, all the way up, arms come down. Good. Okay, we're gonna bring the block down, put it to the floor, and we're gonna come right onto our backs. We're gonna use that again in just a second, but now you can put it away. So come down to your backs. So we're already starting to fire up the muscles in the front of the leg. Now we're gonna start to fire up the muscles in the back of the leg and more. So laying on your back, let's have the left leg go straight, and then bring the right leg into tree pose. So right foot into the left thigh. And just as if you were standing, I want you to hug the muscles of the left leg so that your kneecap lifts up and your left heel reaches out. Feel as if you're standing there. Hands can be down at the hips to make sure that they don't dance and lift up too much. From here, I'd like you to lift the right foot up like an inch. And then hover it as you kick the right leg straight out over the floor. Hug the muscles up around the kneecap. Bring the right foot right back in. Tap the inner thigh and repeat 6 times. So you're abducting that leg and then coming right back to tree pose. With the left hand on the hip, make sure that the left hip isn't moving around too much. So you're feeling a huge strengthening here in this abductor, gluteus, abduction, left quadricep. Let's do one more now. Hold open, right leg, left leg pressing down for 4, 3, 2. Lift the right leg straight up to the sky. And then place the right foot right on top of the left quadricep. So right on top of that left leg. Shift your hips over to the right, just a micro inch. Left hand over the right thigh and just come into a gentle twist here. Your eyes can be just straight up at the ceiling, or you can release your neck and look to the right. Just release out that SI joint that you probably overused. And now we're gonna do something kind of funky, okay? You're gonna take the right hand over to the left and then come into a half frog on your stomach. So that right knee is opened up horizontal with the right hip, right foot directly underneath the right knee, half of a frog. Yes. Okay, my forearms are on the ground. Okay, and now from here, I want you to feel as if you're doing a sphinx pose. So drag the elbows towards your body, open up through the chest and the collarbones, press down through the right knee, and then lift the right foot up as high as you can bring it and hold there. Right foot up. Yes, good. Okay, Kara, I can see. Jack, I'm not quite sure, I can't see you. The right knee's on the floor, does not move. And then bring the right foot down. Good, right knee stays down, right foot lifts up again and hold for 4, 3, you should feel your glutes turn up. 2, 1, right foot down. 3 more, just like that. 3 or 4, actually, I want to do a set of 6 on everything today. Keep it consistent. Good. Couple more, hold and lift, spread your toes out. 2 more. So you should be feeling some hip activation here. We're all about strengthening the hips here. Okay, now from here, you're just gonna bring the hands closer to the chest, lift it up as if you're gonna do tabletop, and just put the right foot in between your hands. Left knee doesn't need to move. It just stayed exactly where it was. Yeah, we're gonna be dancing all over the mat, so get comfortable. I hope you have lots of space. Okay, from here, you're gonna walk your hands up to the right quadricep. From here now, actually, we're gonna switch it up again. Bring your hands to your glutes. They're probably jello-y. Make them be hard and firm. So squeeze so that when you feel it back there, it's rock hard. Okay, then you're gonna tuck your tailbone in. Heel drags to the knee, left knee drags to the heel. Okay, now we're gonna shift the weight forward and back. So I'm not like real deep diving here. My knee and my right foot are dragging in. It's not a huge motion. You should feel the left hip flexor really stretch out here. Maybe 6 of these guys. And then if you do have sensitive knees, I see a peekaboo from Lola. You're gonna maybe grab that towel now that you had over to the side and put it underneath the left knee. If you're fine, you don't need anything, then you don't. It's definitely not mandatory, but I like to be extra cautious. From here, with this pelvic tilt, I want you to peel the ribs down into the hips up into the bottom ribs. And just by simply shortening right here, you're gonna feel an even deeper stretch happening in your left hip flexor. From there, grab the left heel or foot, and then keep shortening, shortening, shortening. You will not simply be able to bring your heel up to your glute once you do that, because it's too tight. It's just too tight, unless you're hyper mobile. So shorten, 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 drag the right heel forward, hold here. We are closing the distance between the calf and the hamstring here, which we're closing the gap of the knee, which is really healthy for the knee joint. Good, okay, then go ahead and release that left foot down. Hands go back to the hips. Feel your glutes, make them rock hard again. Then take the right foot, step it out, I don't know, 6 or 12 inches out like a half circle. Come into that shortening stance of the posterior pelvic tilt. And then once again, you're gonna lunge over to the right. So it's like this awkward movement. But we're trying to bring our hips into all different patterns of movement instead of always forward and backward. We want everything. Okay, now we're gonna keep going. Step it out all the way 90 degrees. My right foot is just an extension of my right hip now. And I'm just shifting my weight. Shifting my weight. Posterior pelvic tilt. Lower abdomen pulling up. Good. Okay, now we're gonna stay in this open position. Here, I'm gonna face you like this so you can see me. I hope that's better. Take your right arm nice and strong and straight. Palm is open. Get into that posterior pelvic tilt. Lift the left arm all the way up and twist. Press into that inner thigh and just look over at the left hand. Your left glute is probably firing up a little bit. That's good. We want that. 4, 3, 2, and 1. So we're just gonna hop it right back into place at the front of the mat. Bring your hands to the floor, step the right knee back. Bring a block, if you had that, between your thighs. If you did not have a block, again, you don't need that to complete this guy. Okay, hands under shoulders, lift up the knees and come into a plank position. So I want you to pull in through plank, feel like you are just squeezing those inner thighs and groin muscles in, and then press all the way back by bending the knees into downward dog. Lift the sit bones, release the heels down, spread through the upper arm muscles. And then shift forward into a plank. We're gonna do this 6 times. Round the upper back, squeeze the thighs, and then exhale back, downward dog. And go at your own pace here. Just squeeze in 6 to 10, whatever you get in at that count. Forward and back. But since this is all about the knees today, I want you to keep lifting the kneecaps up as you come through plank pose, and as you come through downward dog. Lift the kneecaps up. Support all those knees, those muscles, get them ignited. Yeah, the next time that you come into downward dog, just stay there for a moment. Organize your downward dog. Spread your sit bones out. Spread your toes out, your hands out, and release your neck. Good, and then go ahead and release your knees all the way down, get rid of the block. Okay, we're gonna repeat that all on the second side. So come to your butt, move your towel over to the other side of your mat, and lay on down. Okay, both legs on the floor. Right hip glued down. Ribs pulled in. Left foot, right thigh, tree pose. Feel as if you're standing, even though you're laying down, because the right muscles of that right leg are so toned. Your shoulders are down. You're gonna lift the left foot off of the ground just an inch, and then abduct that leg. Left leg goes out, and then just taps the right inner thigh. Keeping now all of those abductor muscles in the hips active, in and out. Just keep moving. Go slow so that you feel the contraction, the action, the kinetic action, like one muscle, then the other muscle, then the other muscle triggers. 2 more just like this. And then at this 6th one coming up here, I'd like you to just keep that left leg open. Keep it open. Keep the right hip pressing down. Spread the left toes out. Keep the toes plugging in. Pull the left kneecap up. Good. And then we're going to lift the left leg straight up to the sky. Make sure the knee is pointing directly at the belly or at the head. And then left foot rests right on top of the right quadricep. We're going to bring our hips over to the left just a tiny bit. Right hand outer left thigh, left shoulder down, and twist. So a little like tip here. If your left shoulder is tighter than the right leg is, Bend the left elbow, and then I'll help you to come into a deeper twist in this rotation. Good, and then just take a couple breaths here. And notice maybe on this side, if you had as much cracking or not. Probably not, because you already built some strength from those prior things that we just did, or exercises and drills. Good, okay, now we get funky, ready? Bring both hands over to the right, roll onto the left knee, and come into that half frog. Right leg is just shooting straight out from the hip. Left hip, left knee is in alignment. Left foot right below the knee, which is bent 90 degrees. Forearms down, think Sphinx pose. Press down through the hands, drag the elbows forward, squeeze the shoulder blades back, find some mobility on the upper back. Chin is just baby lifted here. Find some breaths. Press down through the left knee, lift the left foot up. The left knee does not release off of the floor. Hold it there. Good. Flex the toes to the knee, and then tap right back down. We're gonna do 6 of these. Left foot up and down. Deep internal rotation of the left hip here. Internal rotation is a huge attribution to weakness in the hips, which also is another factor of knee pain. So we're getting all of that with all of these really cool little drills that came from physical therapists, yoga teachers, and trainers. Hold that left foot all the way up. Hold, hold, hold. Tone the belly. Squeeze the tailbone down for 3, 4, 5, and 6. Foot down. Walk the hands forward until you land up off of that hip and onto the right knee. Step the left foot forward until you're into a 90-degree bend of the left knee. Get the right knee right under the hip, and then walk your hands up and get back in position. Okay, so here we go again. Think about shortening here. Shortening the hips to the bottom rib, close it up, posterior pelvic tilt, tush nice and strong. Good. Okay, we're gonna go forward and back here. So just get that hip mobile here, forward and back. You're gonna feel that release through the right hip flexor, and then we'll go for it, the big zinger, when we lift up that right heel. Okay, when you're ready, stay in that forward position, dragging the heel to the foot, heel to the foot, yeah, heel to the knee, knee to the foot. Find a position you can lift that right foot up, grab it with your hand or a strap if you've got it handy, and then come right into that posterior pelvic tilt. Whistle if it helps. Posterior tilt, shorten here. Yeah, get near a wall, a bed, if you've got something you can hold on to. And again, if you're putting it right here, like right up against that glute, you're not gonna get that really big release all the way through that front of that hip flexor. So you want that deep posterior pelvic tilt. That's probably the most important part of this. Okay, then go ahead, release the foot. Come back into position. I gotta move this blanket so I don't break anything. Okay, we're gonna go left foot over halfway to the left, and then rock it out. Like 6 of these guys. You're kind of moving like leftish here. So I can't tell if it's hot or if it's the bright light right on my face. Okay, now we're gonna keep going. Left foot all the way out 90 degrees. Foot in line with the hip. 90-degree bend, and then open it up. So we're just getting these hips to move in all different planes of motion so that we don't get static and locked into one thing and then, whoops, we move and twist the wrong way and then yucky. Okay, then stay in that forward reach position. Left arm straight and strong into the left inner thigh or knee. Right arm just opens up and turn open, twist. Posterior pelvic tilt, which means almost feel like you're rocking your hips forward. Big breath in here to fill up. Good, and then bring her down. Hands to the floor, grab your block or any creative thing you've come up with, place it between your thighs. We're going for 6 more planks to downward dog. So hands under the shoulders, knees lift up, get your alignment, press into the floor, press the floor away, pull in the ribs, and then exhale to downward dog. And then we go for a 6. So the inhale is your plank, make it a long extended. And then the exhale is your downward dog. Remembering to really turn on all of those muscles around the kneecaps, since we are moving for strength in our legs, in our hips, to support all of this movement that we ask the body to do day in and day out, or unexpected movement that we don't ask for, like I did the other day. Okay, from downward dog, just stay. Go ahead and take your block out of the way, place it somewhere. We'll need it later. And then from here, just bend the knees, lift the sit bones really high, which is your glutes, spread the hips out, really feel that work of the legs, look between your hands and walk to the front of your mat. Jump whatever the body is telling you it needs. Good, and then at the exhale here, you're just gonna release it, forward fold it. And then inhale, we're gonna come all the way up to standing. Okay, so for this next one, I want you to think warrior three, which I think a lot of us are pretty proficient in right now, but then we're gonna mess it up. So let's get into warrior three stance. So step the left foot back. We're not gonna go full like elegant, graceful. It can be. I just want you to think of the mechanics first. So when you go into warrior three, we start here, today we're gonna start here, right foot down, knee over ankle, left heel is up. Notice the chest leans forward, right? To counterbalance the left leg lifting up. So just go ahead and lift up into your warrior three. This is like we do this, right? We're tilting. Okay, and then come back into standing. And just feel how that right glute is fired on. And then I want you to bring that left heel forward and lean back. So with the leg forward, heel down, we do lean back. We're not dumping because the leg isn't hovering, but just feel how that turns on the right quadricep. And we're gonna do this 10 times. Warrior three to this funky looking lean, okay? The right knee is bent. So go into your warrior three. And then the chest leans back, the left heel comes forward. It's harder than it looks. Yes, you dance all over. And then warrior three. So you guys are gonna see how weak certain parts of the body can be, or mine are. And then lean. So it's the glutes here, the quads. Take your time, go slow. I don't want your hips to dance around. Don't think about me or try to mimic me. You find your own strength, and we're going for 10. We're really burning this out. So something interesting of why we feel so much sensation on the outside of that IT band is because it attaches at the ilium, right, which is like the bone that holds our hips together. Whoops. And then it goes all the way down to the tibia. So that's why it's called IT band. Ilium, tibia. And that's why it can also affect pain into the ankle. I think I have 3 more. Oh my. Oh, last one. Oh my goodness gracious. And then we're gonna go back up to mountain pose. Shake out that right leg. Okay, we're gonna do that same thing on the other side. Right leg goes back. Left knee bends, right heel into position. Tilt forward, just remember that mechanics, go slow. Try not to make your hips dance around. That's the goal. When you can do these without the hips swaying, you're in good shape. So go for it, 10 you guys. Lean back, right heel forward. So I'm not bending very far because I don't have the strength to stay in balance. If you do, you can tilt back quite a bit here, okay? So work at your capacity. Do what makes you come into your maximum effort, but maximum alignment. The core is strong the whole time. Oh, actually, I feel like this side might be a little stronger than my right side, which is the right side. Oops, chest back. That has been aching. Halfway there, I think a little bit more than that. I spoke too soon. Oh, I'm the only one having a hard time with these. I can't tell. Oh my God. So the more you really get that chest back, the more I really feel it in my glutes. And I have my 9-year-old back there doing this with us behind the camera, which is awesome. And her face is so confused. All right, so we're going right back up to mountain pose, you guys. Both legs together. Oh my. Okay. Yeah, I know. I feel the Jack. Let's go. Arms up. Stretch it out. Oh, feel good motion all the way down. Let's go right through a vinyasa. Just bring us back to home base. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to a plank, no blocks. Chaturanga right away. Inhale, cobra, up dog, and then right into downward dog. Nice and strong. Nice and focused on our knees. All right. From here, knees to the floor. Grab your block again. And I want you to place it between your thighs. Right between your thighs. So I'll face you all this way. If again, make do with what you got. Biggest thing here, we're not going to go very low. We're just going to go low enough to the point where you don't feel pain. So again, no sticking butts out. Posterior pelvic tilt. We're going to go up and down the elevator, 4 flights. Hold, come back up 4 flights. Actually, tuck the toes in. I forgot that part. Tuck the toes in for this guy. Hands to the hips is going to be most accessible. Arms up is going to be more challenging. I'm going to say with the hands at the hips. Here we go. Level 1. Posterior pelvic tilt. Go down. Go down. Go down. Right before you feel that pain, hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2. Up 1 flight. Up 1 flight. 3. And all the way up. Okay, we're going to do 6 of these. That's 1. Here we go. Ready? Down. Down. Squeeze the block. Down. Right before pain. Hold for 5, 4. Posterior pelvic tilt. 3, 2. Coming up. Coming up. Coming up. And I kind of cheated. 4 more. Let's go. Going down. Going down. Going down. About now they start to kill. Hold. 5, 4, 3, 2. This should suck by now. All the way up. 2 more. I would never do this if I didn't have y'all with me. Down, down, down. Hold. 5, 4. Posterior. 3, 2. Up a flight. Up a flight. Up a flight. Okay, 1 more. I swear I'm not exaggerating. That's how bad this is for me. Going down, going down, going down, going down. I got this. You got this. Come on. 3, 2, 1. Going up, going up, going up. All the way up. Get rid of this guy. Wait, don't get it too far. And put it right on top of your heels. Right on top of your heels. Your toes are still tucked in. And I want you to sit on it. So I want you to sit on it. So all 10 of your toes are getting, curled in. So this is interesting as well. So this comes from the yoga lineage now. When your toes are so tight that they can't move or have that flexibility, they say that also goes to your knees. So if you're doing this and it is painful as it all can be, you can come out of it a little bit by bringing your hands forward on a chair, but it's extremely healthy. Yeah. So I don't know, Jack, is that hard for you? Yeah. So this would be a good one. So we're gonna keep going with this cool stuff. Okay, now we're gonna bring this thing, so you could sit here for 2 minutes, okay, but we're gonna keep going. Go ahead and come out of this guy. Let's stretch the legs out, get the weight off the knees, lift it up, downward dog. And you know what, actually I'm gonna switch it up a little. Move the block for a second, we'll come back to part 2 in a second. Squeeze the glutes in, squeeze the glutes in, squeeze the abs in. Lift the glutes up. Okay, let's step the right foot on the next exhale in between our hands. And then I want you to walk your hands ahead of your feet. So your fingertips ahead of your right foot. And get that right hip exactly horizontal if you can, with no pain, to the mat. Knee right over the heel. Okay, and then just stay low. Squeeze the left heel back or press the left heel back. Elongate the spine. Press into the right foot. Drag the right heel back. Squeeze. Feel posterior pelvic tilt here, which means pull in those hips or those sit bones. And then just lift the arms up. And then feel just like that arrow that's about to take off. Drag the right heel back. Drag the left toes forward. Hold for 10, 9, 8, 7. We're going to go all the way up with the left knee. 4. Come on, the left. 3, 2. Left knee up, standing on the right leg. Hold for 5, 4. Left toes tuck. 3, 2. All the way back. Lean forward. Hold. 10-second hold. Drag. Good. Nice strong bow and arrow. Right hip low. Right posterior pelvic tilt. Good. Left knee up. Let's go up. Let's just do 3 of these. Last one. Going down. Darting forward, dragging the legs together, posterior pelvic tilts, glutes are on fire. 3 more seconds, 2 more seconds, left knee up. Okay, so those of you who have already tender knees, so Kara, this is the curtsy thing, modify it, so it can just be a left foot tap behind the right. Second alternative, left toe over to the right, bend your knees. Third, most advanced, left shin down and all the way up. We're gonna do 6 of these, that's 3, I guess. Squeeze it in at your own time frame here. Really getting that right glute to turn on. Just in this time allowance, whatever you've got doing in here, doing your best balancing act you've got, just remember the number you squeeze in because we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. Good. Okay, left foot down and shake it out. Okay, let's go through a vinyasa. Inhale, lift up. Stretch it out. Exhale, fold it down, bend your knees. Head releases. Inhale, lengthen the spine, look forward. Exhale into your plank, step back, chaturanga immediately, elbow over rest, belly strong. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale as your downward dog. Okay, find those cues in your body that help you to lengthen and strengthen those inner thighs, the groin muscles, lifting through the pelvic, broadening through the back. On your next exhale, left foot's coming forward. Good. Hands walk forward. Find that left hip in alignment with the knee. Find the posterior pelvic tilt. Strengthen through the core. Right heel reaching back, lift the arms. Holding here, 10 seconds. Squeeze the left heel towards the right toes, right towards the right heel. Left heel. 3, 2, work it. Don't loosen the left side. We want it just as strong. Right knee up, all the way up. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, all the way back. Drag it in, find that tilt, strong core. Woo, lift that right kneecap. 10-second holds on these. 5-second lifts at the knee. Let's go. 5, 4, find your balancing act. Keep those hips from dancing. Strong core, left leg strong and tall. All the way back. Drag it in. How many did we do on these, you guys? 3 or 5? I don't remember. 3. Thanks, Kara. And right knee up. And then this is for time. It's about 30 seconds, y'all, when you're ready. So it was a tap, full curtsy, or right shin down. You pick. Right knee up. And then slow. Oh, getting shaky. 3. We all meet in mountain pose after this last one. Mountain pose. Right leg beside the left. Okay. Inhale, lift it up. Vinyasa. Stretch it out. Exhale, right on through. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale into your plank. Knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Up dog or cobra. And then downward dog. Taking just a few breaths in your downward dog. Spread the sit bones, lift the kneecaps. Press the hands into the floor. Send the legs back. Good. Okay, knees come to the floor. Grab your block. How we do it on time? Oh, we'll be okay. All right. So this one, I'm gonna start high. So this to me is flat, and this to me is high. Okay, so I'm gonna put it right between my heels, so that my bum can rest right on top of it. Toes are untucked on this one. Toes are untucked, so opposite of what we did before. So some of you will be really happy. So I have this block in line with my heels, and I'm just sitting down. My knees are together on this one. Okay, so for now, see how this height is for you. If it's easy, then maybe you go down to lower and you sit on the block. So unless you feel zero pain ever in your knees, I say you stay on this thing. But if you never, ever, ever feel anything, you could come all the way down to seat between your heels for Virasana. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to stay on hamburger height. Okay, left hand outside right knee, right thigh really. Strong, left arm. Make sure if you're on a mat, you're centered as well. So don't be over to the right or to the left. Make sure you're set dead center of this mat. Left hand over to the right. Now take that right arm and swing it back behind you for now. It could be behind the right toes. And just turn your chest. And if you're still okay, take that right arm forward again. And then really use that force to turn a little bit more. Maybe you're behind your left toes. Now with that same force and action, maybe you can twist so much that you grab the mat over here on the left with the right hand. Okay, so I'm gonna use a little bit of force here. So I'm gonna turn and see if I can grab that and then get both my knees back on the ground. So I'm grabbing that mat for that leverage. Don't lean back, okay? You still want your chest high. Look over the right shoulder, there you go. Okay, now keep that twist in the spine. Now turn your head only to look over the left shoulder. Squeeze the knees together, but keep this nice, awesome spiraling energy. Good. Keep breathing. Chin is slightly down. And let it go. Okay. Other side. Right arm, right hand, outside left knee. Left hand to start, so lengthen first, and then twist. Left hand behind the toes, left toes. Try not to lean back, right? Keep your spine stacked. Hips low, chest high. That's a pretty general cue for alignment. Hips low, chest high. Okay, and then keep going. Maybe the left arm swings forward, and then you go a little further back behind the right toes. Looking over the left shoulder still. And then if you've got that momentum in you, zing it. Find the outside mat and twist. Squeeze the knees together, squeeze the ankles into the block. And then turn your head over the right shoulder, coming into this nice, beautiful spiral. Turn, 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 belly in. Ribs down to the hips, hips up to the ribs. Feel what that does to your pelvic, your hip alignment. Good, and release. Okay, move the block. We're good now. Okay, and we're gonna come to 90-90. This is the last thing we're gonna do. So we have right shin, I'm gonna start right in front of the body, right knee, right hip alignment, left knee, outside left hip. Okay, so we're just gonna start seated. So I don't think anybody will be leaning at this point. I think we're pretty darn warmed up where I can see everyone is pretty aligned here. If you are someone doing this later and you feel yourself leaning, maybe you do need that block to help upright you. Okay, from here, we're just gonna lean forward. So I don't want dumping backs. I want your back straight like a board. Come forward, straight like a board, pull the ribs in. So I know they say when you do yoga, it's not a wise thing to have mirrors. I tell you what, y'all, when I practice at my job and there's mirrors all over, it's like getting a private. Yes, I'm a yoga teacher, so I can see my misalignments, but I feel completely different in my body just by seeing what I'm doing. I can record myself, sure, but it's not the same. So I'm all for mirrors. Okay, stay in this forward position, lift up the left foot, keep the left knee down, lift the left foot up. Feel what that does for the right glute. Internally rotate that left thigh, hip, and then lower it. 2 more times, just like that, left foot up, left knee down, stay forward. And down. Last one, lift up the foot. And then down. Good, walk the hands up. Left hand, right knee, twist. And come back to forward. Okay, you're gonna take your left hand into your left TFL. So I just want you to see if you can find if it's still tender or not. Just kind of poke around in there. And then I want you to lift the left foot up as you massage in there. See if there's any tenderness. And then left foot down, left knee up. Keep pushing. Left knee down, left foot up. So this is more physical therapy influenced. Okay, and then we're gonna go ahead and let all that stuff go. Okay, and then we're gonna do this really cool twist. So you guys stay where you are. I'm just gonna turn so y'all can see what I do here. So I want you to keep the right leg firm, only lift up the left knee. Keep the right leg firm until that left knee is pointed as high up as you can get it. Then slowly lift up the right knee. Then right foot, hold for a moment right there. Don't move, don't collapse. Left knee comes down, all the way down, all the way down. right knee comes down, and you just simply switch sides. All that control, good. Right, good job, Kara. Good, Jack, you're just far, I can't see it. All right, and then we do that same washboard all the way in front of the left shin. I'm gonna back a little so that my knees aren't on the floor. Strong, strong back, core in. Okay, here, right foot up. Deep internal rotation, right? So we're getting that hip strength in all different areas. And one more, lift it up and hold. Flex the toe. And release it. Okay, walk the hands up that shin. You're in that 90-90. Right hand, left knee, left hand behind you. Turn. And then come back to center. Okay, here we go. Sit up tall. Massage out that right TFL. So mine is still a little wanting attention. So I'm gonna kind of find it and feel it out. Another cool one too, if you're feeling especially tight, you can do those tennis balls here and lay on your side. Okay, so while massaging it, lift up the right foot. And then lift up the right knee. And ooh, you can really find it easier there. And then right foot up and just keep going at your own pace. I actually have a few more things I want to squeeze into this class, but we can save that for part 2 of this. So side planks would be really good for these muscles. Side planks, side clamps with the hips up, abducting, all that good stuff. All right, and then we're gonna go right back to that first side. So ready? Nice and strong. Right foot down, only the right knee lifts up. Only, and then when it gets to that height, hold it there, muscular, don't collapse. Then the left knee comes up. Left foot flat, hold it there, don't collapse. And then all the way over to the other side, right knee down. And left knee down. And then both legs forward. Ah. Okay, shake it out. And then come all the way down to your backs. Don't collapse on me yet. Hold on. Bend your knees. Don't collapse on me yet. Bend your knees. I'm such a liar. God, I'm such a liar. There's one more. One more drop of strength of gold. Okay. I can't do this class without this. I have to do this. So feet under the knees. Pretty normal here. So not too close. Otherwise, you're going to have a 4 mark to go. Okay, and then I want your palms up on this one, shoulders down, palms up, because otherwise you're going to be tempted to use your arms. And then lift up your butt just enough to where you're not in a true back bend, like bridge pose, okay? Just enough to where you can squeeze a posterior pelvic tilt or your butt turn on, shorten this distance between your hips and your lowest rib. Okay, from here, you ready? We're walking an inch forward with the feet, hold. Inch forward, good. Keep posterior pelvic tilt. Do not let the hips go left and right. One more inch forward. Hold. Don't dance the hips. Hold. You're getting all the back of the legs nice and strong. Good. One more inch forward. Hold. Hold. Right before those toes start to lift up. And then walk it back an inch. Hold. Just keep those hips from dancing. Another inch back and hold. Don't use those arms. Loosen up at the elbows. Another inch back. Hold. You're back at home base now, I hope. Hold. Good. Right knee in and right heel down. Left knee in and then left heel down. Right knee in. Left knee in. Last one. March out. 1 inch. Hold. Loosen up those elbows. Posterior pelvic tilt. Ribs down. Walk it out another inch. Hold. Shorten it. Last one. Right before the toes hold up. Loosen up the elbows. Hold. Good, walk it back an inch, hold, ribs down, walk it back another inch, and back to home base, right knee up, oh, left knee up, right knee up, I need to get on that TRX, left knee up, and then slowly, it comes down, feet out wide. Feet out wide, windshield wiper knees left and right. Get into those glutes. All right, feet back in, hip distance apart. Right ankle, left knee, number 4. Stretch it out, left hand behind the thigh or shin, whatever comes easiest. To really help stretch out that right glute, maybe you do right elbow into the inner thigh to help stretch it. Maybe you want to rock a little left and right. We did a lot of work there. Flex the right toes towards the knee. We don't want to undo all that work we did for knee strength and stability. And then simply left foot down, switch sides. Left ankle over the thigh, upper quad, I should say. And then lift it, hands around quad or chin, whatever comes easiest. Left toes flexed, left elbow pressing into the left thigh, so that left leg kind of moves away. Gentle rock left and right, only if that helps you to release out that left glute. And now, for real this time, let it go. Just take a minute. Let the legs be long, relaxed. Let the toes turn out, let the ankles be easy, let the knees turn out, let the thighs turn out, hips, arms, and shoulders. And I know this can be kind of tedious work, but it has a huge, huge reward. And it kind of made me happy to teach it and to share it with all this stuff I gathered for you. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you've got time, hang out, relax, enjoy. If you don't have the time, bend your knees and make your way up slowly. Hope you enjoyed the class. Namaste.